She arrived at university as an ordinary young woman, a suitcase in hand, a course schedule in mind, and no sense that her life was about to shift forever. In September 2001, Catherine Middleton walked onto the campus of the University of St. Andrews. She wanted what most students want, to study art history, make friends, and figure herself out. What she didn't know was that just down the hall lived a quiet, slightly awkward young man who would one day become the king of the United Kingdom. Their friendship grew into love, a love that would be watched, dissected, celebrated, and challenged by the entire world. Behind the scenes, Kate and William's relationship was never a fairy tale. They were young. They stumbled. They broke up. They found their way back to each other. And when William proposed in 2010 with his mother's sapphire ring, the world believed it was witnessing a perfect ending. It wasn't an ending. It was the beginning of something far more complicated. When Kate became Duchess of Cambridge, the monarchy was struggling, still shadowed by the loss of Princess Diana and criticized as distant and outdated. It needed someone who felt real. Kate became that bridge between tradition and modern life, between formality and humanity. She knelt to speak to children. She paired couture with high street clothes. She talked openly about motherhood, the exhaustion, the guilt, the quiet mental battles. She didn't perform royalty. She softened it. Then came the children, George, Charlotte, Louis. They were raised differently, as ordinarily as possible. School runs, muddy boots, baking messes, hand-me-downs. Kate even took many of their official photos herself, offering the world images that felt like family moments rather than royal portraits. Princess Charlotte, born in 2015, quickly became a symbol of a new generation of royalty, confident, expressive, unafraid to take up space. She waved boldly, stood tall, and reflected her mother's quiet resilience. For more than a decade, Kate seemed to balance the impossible, poised yet relatable, private yet present, modern yet respectful of tradition. Every outfit analyzed, every gesture interpreted, every smile expected. And then in 2024, everything stopped. After major abdominal surgery, Kate vanished from public life. The palace asked for privacy. The internet responded with speculation and cruelty. Conspiracy theories spread. Strangers dissected photos, questioned her marriage, her health, even her existence. In March, she finally spoke, not as a princess, but as a woman. She revealed she had cancer. She was undergoing preventative chemotherapy, and she asked simply for time. At 42, after a decade of unwavering public duty, she faced the hardest battle of her life. Suddenly, the world saw her differently, not as a royal figurehead, but as a mother afraid for her children, not as a woman in gowns, but as a patient in treatment, not as public property, but as a human being who had been suffering quietly. William stepped back in to be a full-time father and support his wife. Charlotte, just 9, learned what it means to watch the strongest person you know become vulnerable, and to do so under the gaze of millions. In September 2024, Kate announced she had completed chemotherapy. Her return to public life was slow, deliberate, and deeply human, a reminder that healing takes time and that duty does not erase the need for rest. Her story was always remarkable, but her illness revealed something deeper, that privacy is not weakness, that survival matters more than performance, that a crown offers no shield from fear or pain. It only means you face them in public. Charlotte is growing up watching her mother redefine strength, learning that bravery isn't perfection, that stepping back is not failure, that healing is something to honor, not hide. This is the legacy Catherine is shaping, not just a modern monarchy, but a lesson in compassion. Behind every title, every photograph, every public smile, there is a person fighting battles we cannot see. And sometimes the bravest act is admitting you're afraid and choosing to heal anyway. This isn't just a royal story. It is a portrait of modern heroism. I'm sure you've been touched by someone who's had cancer or has cancer or is living with cancer or has passed from cancer. I know I have. Stay healthy, Kate, and say no to cancer. Stick around for more. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.